News coming in from Karnataka now, where the Speaker is contemplating suspending 4 BJP MLAs who ripped apart bills and attempted to throw it at the Speaker's chair. BJP, through papers of the Deputy Speaker, tore the copies of the bill during the Assembly session this afternoon. High drama was witnessed inside the Karnataka Assembly, which is why the Speaker is now mulling suspension of at least 4 BJP MLAs who were in the floor of the House for their misconduct. The BJP is targeting the Deputy Speaker because he's a Dalit, is what the allegation of the Congress is. The BJP, of course, coming out and countering that allegation, but high voltage drama that was seen inside the Karnataka Assembly just a few minutes ago. Ritu, my colleague, joining us, getting us more details. Ritu, what exactly prompted this kind of behavior from these MLAs?
Well, today we see the whole day, in fact, the BJP leaders had gone to the well of the House and were continuously protesting against the alleged misuse of higher officials in the opposition lead that was held in Bengaluru yesterday. So, the leaders were actually protesting the Speaker that the Assembly should really not be disturbed in that way, and the work here should go on. The bill should be passed. A discussion that should be initiated, but however, BJP leaders continue to protest, and there you see when the Deputy Speaker, Rudrappa Manappa Lamani, in fact, refused to do a lunch break and said that it's important to have a discussion because it's the end time of the monsoon session, because it is going to get over in a day or two, that it's important to discuss a lot of bills. And he continued, and therefore, you see, it did not go down well with the BJP leaders that they got to the well of the House and crossed all the borders to, in fact, go and throw the papers at the Deputy Speaker. As well. Now, what the Congress leaders are demanding, most of the ministers, is that the BJP leaders should actually be suspended from the House for this kind of behavior. It's a violation of the protocol, is what the Congress leaders are saying. And more importantly, they are also citing that this is completely a disrespect to the Speaker, one. And of course, another point is that since he is a Dalit, the BJP MLAs are not allowing him to speak at all. So this is the kind of behavior of the BJP is what the Congress is taking now.
Right, it all started with the BJP raising fingers at the ruling Congress party there over the deputation of IAS officers for the opposition meeting yesterday, isn't it? That was really the whole trigger, and the BJP, I believe, was seeking adjournment of the session, after which this kind of drama was witnessed.
Yes, very true. So yes, as you see, the BJP was actually expressing an anger against the Speaker for not adjourning the session, even as they were actually continuously protesting against the misuse of IAS officers who were deployed for the opposition meet for 2 days. We did see how Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah also going on and lashing out at JDS leader Kumaraswamy, and also BJP leader, who went on to mention to the House that when Kumaraswamy was Chief Minister, most of these high officers, in fact the IAS officers especially, were also being destroyed as Kumar Kupa, while there was no need. That was a violation of the protocol, and this has always been carried out, and the same has happened this time as well. BJP since has no way to discuss about the budget that recently was passed by him. That's the reason they are actually disrupting the House this day. So that was the kind of answer that was actually given by Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah to the House. But yes, BJP leaders did not stop over there. They continued to protest, and you see, even after UT Khadr, the Speaker, going on and requesting these MLAs to actually maintain peace, because one, the state is right now, most of major part of the state, there is a drought-like situation as well because of no good monsoon this time. So there has to be such good discussion that should take place, and majorly a lot of bills that are pending that needs to be discussed as well.
Yes.
So with all that as well, the BJP did not stop there. They went on to throw the papers at the deputy.
Yes, completely unparliamentary behavior by our elected representatives there in Karnataka. Do stay on with me. Ritu, Sanket Yenagi of the Congress joining us here on this broadcast. So thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. We're now understanding that the Speaker is, the Deputy Speaker is mulling suspension of these 4 BJP MLAs.
First of all, in a parliament or the legislative assembly discussions, there must be an intellectual debate and the discussions which are needed. Unfortunately, from the BJP, whether they were in power, whether they are not in power, the behavioral level has not changed. Some people do behave like hooligans whether outside the parliament or outside the assembly or within the assembly. In case they have any reason to protest, they may have to air it through their communication, and effectively they may have to raise their protest and opposition by discussion. But the way they behave and the way they conduct themselves in an assembly, being the representatives of the people, it is a shameless situation for them. They are disgraced not only to the people who have elected them, they are disgraced to their party, they are disgraced not only to that, but even to the assembly, which has allowed them to participate in the debate. So in my opinion, then they just not be suspended. In order to uplift the dignity and decorum of the assembly, they must be dismissed forever, and they must be disqualified if it is so permissible under law.
Sure, Mr. Yenagi, do stay on with me. BJP's Ashok Gowda also joining us here on this broadcast, and I'd like to take that question with him as well. The Congress says suspension is perhaps the least of punishments for what the MLAs have done in the assembly, sir, today. Mr. Gowda.
This is not new for opposition to do the well protest as well as steering the bill. This bill is unconstitutional, which has been discussed from yesterday. When the Congress MLAs or the ministers were not present in the assembly, they were busy welcoming the guests and having dinner, lunch with their Mahagathbandhan brothers and sisters. Apparently, they have not understood this bill will definitely spoil Karnataka's farmers and will kill Karnataka's farmers. There are already 42 suicides by Karnataka's farmers. And Sanket Yenagi is saying that it is unconstitutional. When Rahul Gandhi tore his own Prime Minister's ordinance on the in 2013
but that didn't happen on the floor
to the
of
matter.
The House. That didn't happen inside an assembly. These are elected representatives,
Correct,
Mr. Gowda.
Agreed. Definitely agreed. But that is also criticizable, and this is not because of anything. And we have been requesting that, let us have a debate. When the Congress MLAs were busy in Taj West End Hotel yesterday, why did they not come yesterday? And they should have heard. And without hearing, the minister passes the bill. Then what will the opposition do? And here the opposition means one-sided wall, is it?
But is that license to then disrespect the chair of the speaker, sir? Can such actions be condoned irrespective of what the issue was?
Definitely, we have come to protest inside the well, and then there were certain precedences, whatever has happened, and we don't encourage of tearing of any paper, in fact, and we are working towards the paperless movement even in the government. That's a different issue. But our protest also should be heard by the deputy speaker or the speaker or anybody else.
Sure. Mr. Sanket Yenagi, the BJP says this was a desperate measure. The bill was passed, it was bulldozed through by the Congress party. What was the BJP to do?
It is not a desperate measure. Rather, I would say it is a frustrated measure for them having lost the power. It is a frustrated measure for them to express their threat or apprehension which they have about the India, which is the new alliance which has been formed. They never accepted democratic way, and they never accepted democracy. They never respected constitutional. They never respected constitutional values. They never respected constitutionally elected even governments. They divided people. They divided governments. They divided parties, and by Operation Lotus. And they were busy since the beginning in division. And one thing we must understand as the people, that the democracy has given and empowered the people at large. And BJP is against the people's power. And BJP is afraid of the people and people's strength. And BJP is afraid that once the people are empowered and strengthened, they will lose the power. That is what the BJP is indulging itself. They are doing everything which is against the people. And now BJP is saying so many things which are as if saying from Bhagavad Gita. But in my opinion, BJP at least now it appears that we thought that it has learned a lesson from the last election, but still it has to learn a lot, because the coming election in May, the people have decided to teach them a lesson, and again they would do that.
Sure, irrespective of the issue, irrespective of the party, such kind of behavior from our elected representatives is not appreciated. This is not what MLAs were voted for, and that's really the voice of the voter. But I thank you both gentlemen for joining us here on this broadcast with your perspective. High drama there ensuing in the Karnataka Assembly. Whether that continues or not, we'll keep a track of that here on CNN News 18. Before now, a quick break.